skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone.
Oh my god, what month is it? Oh, bad idea. Never again. Read interesting hook. Okay. Read clever pun appropriate for the topic. Got it. Read generic rules for the countdown. Uh-huh. And finish it with the signature enjoy. Oh, right. Okay, let's do this. Halloween, the greatest tradition that mankind has ever created, right next to Comic-Con, and the only
supersonic style.
Even if I am a huge pussy when it comes to games like these. Anyways, that being said, let's continue on with the video. Enjoy. Oh, if I had to stay in my super form any longer, I would have fainted on the spot. Anyways, I'm taking a break for a while. Call me in 2 months to start the next video, alright? I will admit that I'm not the greatest fan of The Evil Within. Sure, it has its moments, but more often than not, you're left feeling bored and uninterested. The story is meh, the characters are dull, and the soundtrack is forgetful. One of the only good qualities are the stealth sections, but even that can get really repetitive and boring after a while. I wouldn't really recommend this game to be played with a group of friends since it can be a bore just watching the player carefully planning their next stealth attack. But this game is okay when playing alone in a dark room. Moving on. Yes, I know that this game isn't remotely spooky, but come on! A graveyard filled with zombies and ghosts? Can you get any more Halloweeny than that? Seriously. Plus, this game is punishing. Let me tell you, you will not beat this game anytime soon. So get yourself a group of friends, kick back and watch as each and every single one of you slowly starts getting miserable with every game over. Knowing that no matter what you do, you will never, I repeat, never finish the end goal. So how about making a drinking game out of it? Every time somebody gets a game over, take a shot at your alcoholic beverage. Or if you're underage such as myself, I don't know, some hot chocolate cocoa or something, I don't know. And watch as one by one, you and your friends start dropping like flies. And possibly die from all that alcohol. Or get a really bad stomachache from all that chocolate. Moving on. If Super Ghosts and Ghouls isn't your cup of tea, then how about Custom Quest? It's easy, short, and if you're not the greatest at turn-based RPG, such as myself, then you'll definitely enjoy this game. Even my younger brother, who usually only likes shooters with tons of guns and violence, instantly fell in love with this game. I think that's saying more than enough. Moving on. Alright, we're getting to the more spookier games on the list. Dead Space. The idea of being stranded in an underwater submarine is scary. Now being stranded in a spaceship in outer space is beyond my fears. And to put the cherry on top, you're being chased by zombie-like creatures that are literally out of this world. With so little amount of ammo that creates this stress that every bullet really does count. Don't even get me started on the jump scares. The game does a really great job on keeping you on guard. You'll never know when a creature might just jump out of the corner and attack, or when a creature's playing dead, ready to scare the living crap out of you whenever you get too close to it. I highly recommend playing this game alone in a dark room while wearing headphones. Just be warned not to play for a huge amount of time, or else you'll be very paranoid after you're done playing. Moving on.
Killed one. Listen, forget about shooting him in.
Just want to say real quick that I haven't really played much of this game besides the demo and a couple minutes of the full game, so I'll make this section very brief. The small amount of time that I played Zombie U, I was very pleased with it. Yeah, the controls can feel clunky at first, but the fact that there's no such thing as a pause section really makes up for the game. Sort of like Resident Evil Outbreak, you always have to be on edge whenever you're in the wild trying to gather food and materials. For example, whenever you're about to enter a room, you have to prepare yourself to whatever could be on the other side. By that, of course, I mean reloading, filling up your health meter, and having the right weapon at hand. Or else you're gonna have a bad time fighting a zombie or two. Moving on. Growing up, I didn't play much of Resident Evil games, besides 4 and the Dark Side Chronicles. Mainly because I grew a huge vagina when it comes to anything horror related, especially when I was younger. So on my preteens, I decided to start playing the older Resident Evil games. And making the transition from 4 and 1 was quite a challenge in and by itself. The games are noticeably different, even to the average Resident Evil player such as myself. 1 compared to 4 is a lot more trickier. More often than not, I will get lost on what to do next, or just can't solve a certain puzzle. Ammo is a lot harder to come by, and above all, the game is a lot more eerier. For example, the camera and the controls. At first glance, it may seem like bad game development, but upon further inspection, these choices were indeed intended for the purpose of feeling uneasy. Such as coming across the corner and not knowing what's ahead because of the stupid camera angle. And trying to escape from said corner from a zombie that's coming your way from a view that you couldn't previously see can be frustrating. Especially at first. Don't even get me started. Since the controls can be really difficult to get the hang of, which creates this illusion of panic. So yeah, this is a must play for any fans of horror games. Moving on.
Daddy?
Yet another zombie game. Man, people really enjoy zombie-themed horror games. The Last of Us is loved and known for its amazing story. But even if you strip away the story, this game is still pretty damn good. The game does a wonderful job making you feel like an actual post-apocalypse survivor. It's man versus nature. And not the wild animals kind of nature. I'm talking about human nature. Wicked, twisted human nature. Sometimes I even wonder who the real monsters are in this game. For a game that revolves around plot of a virus spreading, more often than not, you'll be fighting your way through a horde of criminals instead of a horde of quote-unquote zombies. Of course, that doesn't make it any less heart-throbbing, because when you do have to get through these monsters, it is the most unnerving feeling ever. It feels as any second the infected will realize that you're trying to sneak your way through, and then wham! You're dead. It's very unsettling. Moving on. I want to say real quick that I didn't really play this game as a kid, but I did see my older brother beat this game several times. More often than not, with a pillow ready to cover my eyes. That is, once I was reaching my teen years, and when I was finally growing a pair, both figuratively and literally, is when I decided to tackle this game once and for all. Granted, I was still scared shitless with a pillow at hand, but after a while, the monsters lose their effect once you figure out their patterns. Of course, there's still times where your heart really starts racing again, or just images that are just straight up disturbing. Nonetheless, this game is great for newcomers for the survivor horror genre. Just remember to keep your pillow nearby whenever you're playing horror games. Take this from a pro. Moving on. In my deepest opinion, Silent Hill is the greatest game from its genre. The closest any other series has gotten to Silent Hill is the Resident Evil franchise. And before you start saying, Oh, Fabian, you're such a fanboy. Your opinions don't matter. How about you go kill yourself? Let me just point out real quick that I've only played the original Silent Hill compared to the countless Resident Evil games that I've beaten throughout my life. And yet, I'm still willing to place my bets on Silent Hill. And here's why. While Resident Evil does do a great job scaring its audience, its fear comes from jump scares. They hit you when you least expected. A perfect example is the dog jumping from the window scene. Moments like these make you jump and say, "Ooh, ah, you got me, ooh, gave me the spookster for a second." And I'm not saying that Silent Hill doesn't have its fair shares of jump scares, because it does. But for the most part, Silent Hill's fear focuses on the eerie atmosphere, lack of weapons and or protection, and its overall spine-chilling enemies. Combine all these elements and the game really gets inside your head and starts playing tricks on your mind. Moving on. Wait, hold up. How can a rated E title from a family-friendly game company be considered the most scariest in this list? Is what you must be telling yourself right about now. And to that I say, no. This game is not the scariest. Take another look at the title of this video. If this list was determined by how scary a game is, then this game will be at a much lower number in this list. And Silent Hill would easily win the spot on number 1. But since that's not the case, I can place them in whatever order I please. Or maybe I'm subconsciously ordering them how dark a game is. Who knows? Anyways, I'm blathering. Let's wrap up this video with Majora's Mask. For a kid's game, this game is dark. Maybe at first glance it may seem like another quirky Zelda game, but upon a closer look, you'll see how serious this game can get at times. A popular theory is that Link is dead and he's going through the process of grief. While it does seem to tie in perfectly with the game, it's a theory that has been talked about to death. So instead, I want to focus our attention to one of the many and my personal favorite dark moment in Majora's Mask, Romani's Ranch. More specifically, Romani's Ranch in the final day, or how I like to call it, Romani's Ranch semi-happy ending. I'll spare you the details on the events that lead up to this day. After 3 days of constant lying to oneself, Crimea finally accepted the fact that the moon will crash with Termina, and there's nothing she can do to prevent this from happening. With that in mind, she decided to do the only option she had left: wait her inevitable doom. As the final hours arrived, Termina, along with its people, trembled in fear. The moon getting closer by the hour. Crimea decided that she wanted to keep her naive, innocent younger sister to stay ignorant about her surroundings. So she gave Romani her first and last Chattel Romani to dull her senses. Sleep with me in my bed tonight, okay, Romani? She said with a poker face. Yes, sister, Romani responded. Good night. See you tomorrow, okay? She said with a hesitant tone. See you tomorrow, Romani replied her last words as the sisters went inside Crimea's room to sleep and sleep and sleep until they dozed off into the realm of dreams, never to wake up again.